Blackstone Audio presents Mirror, Mirror by Kate Wilhelm. This book is read by Carrington MacDuffie. Chapter 1. The Valducci's sign was obscured by rain and mist that cold February afternoon. Fronting River Road were parking spaces for 100 cars close to the Valducci store, a large building with 3 overhead double garage doors. One of the doors was open. A few shoppers were picking up bare root trees and shrubs. Glowing spots of light, some indeterminate distance away on the right and to the rear of the market building, seemed to be pulsing as mist and rain waxed and waned. That was the big Valducci house. To the left and rear of the customer area, 6 greenhouses loomed, 3 of them lighted. Workers were preparing for the season, potting up early vegetables and ornamentals. In the farmost greenhouse, Gina Valducci was carefully cutting through a thin layer of gel with a newly sprouted seedling centered in it. She cut a 1-inch square section from a shallow pan containing a layer of the same material. Moving with caution, she transferred the newly cut square to a pot prepared with coarse sand and compost, sprinkled a bit of sand and compost over the square with the seedling, then drew back with a satisfied grin. She put the pot on the heat mat next to 7 others just like it. 8, she said. At her side, Jeff Cobb was already making a note on a laptop. He was grinning as broadly as she was. Heat mats on 2 long benches held tomatoes in every stage of growth from the newly sprouted seedlings to blooming plants, some with small green tomatoes, half a dozen with reddening tomatoes. Grow lights, inches above the plants, illuminated the greenhouse, along with overhead fluorescent lamps. It was as bright as midday in June. Gina's glance over the thriving plants was automatic, swiftly done. If anything had been amiss among the many pots, she would have noticed, and she would have sprung into action to correct the problem. But all was well. Her glance at the big wall clock over the entrance to the greenhouse was more purposeful. It was 5 minutes to 5. "I have to go," she said with a regretful look at the gel remaining in the pan. There were 4 seeds that had not sprouted, and she wanted to be on hand when and if they did.
"I'll hang out here,"
Jeff said.
"But hey," he added, 8 out of 12 is proof enough. Go on."
His smile deepened, creasing his face, accentuating laugh lines at his eyes. He was 29 and looked more like a happy 16-year-old at the moment. "I'll drop in later," she said, heading for the entrance.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?